We aren't the first generation to adapt technology to a new use in the midst of a public health crisis. In 1937, the Chicago school system used radio to teach children during a polio outbreak. This image and story is from a nonprofit news organization called The Conversation. The article by Catherine Foss tells how school districts used remote learning when schools were forced to close in the midst of an epidemic of polio, which at the time had no cure. It was a pretty innovative experiment. Radio was less than 2 decades old in the US, but it quickly became a popular medium for news and sports, and listeners gathered in their living rooms to hear entertainers like Jack Benny and Fred Allen. President Roosevelt came into people's homes with his popular fireside chats, making the world seem much cozier than it had before. As our teachers make daily appearances today on your video screen, in that day they became radio personalities. Foss writes that social studies and science classes were broadcast on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and English and math were scheduled for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Yes, Saturdays. The on air school day began with announcements and gym. Not surprisingly, some students struggled to follow the lessons. They missed face to face contact with teachers and other children, and administrators admitted they didn't know how many students tuned in for class. So apparently, everything old is new again. Or is it the other way around? Zoom was launched in 2013 with 400,000 initial users. Thanks to the pandemic, Zoom this year reached 300 million daily participants, from your local middle school teaching history to the National Football League conducting its draft. Whether you turned in your AM radio for your school day in 1937 or Zoom for your AP English class in 2021, you have been a part of the ongoing evolution of human interaction, adapting to circumstance, challenge, and opportunity. If we in the church didn't have Facebook or YouTube, we'd be reshaping some other technology in order to preach and teach, because the message is worth finding every way possible to share. We're in the process right now of rebuilding our website and enhancing our online worship technology, not just to get through COVID, but to help us do what we are called to do: connect people to God and one another. It might even make us a stronger church as we reconnect and re engage as a congregation and a community in person in the months ahead. We didn't invent technological adaptation in 2020 and 2021, but I bet we can learn from it. We'll see you next time.
Time, weather, and always pass. Case of